Okay, I want to take a quick look at something I just got in. As I've mentioned many a time before, I'm not a D&D fan. However, I really enjoy Dungeon Crawl Classics, and I have recently done some converting of some useful D&D stuff over into Dungeon Crawl Classics, and it got me to thinking about some of the classic adventures that are out there for Dungeons and Dragons. And now I had an original copy of Expedition to the Barrier Peaks, which is, always sort of a famous, bizarre adventure for Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, I think it was. And I sold off that original copy because I don't care about the collectability or anything like that. So I sold it off, and I bought this Goodman Games new version, which is a beast, as you can see. This is part of their original adventures Reincarnated, where they take classic adventures and they put in essays about it, interviews with people who are still alive, that sort of thing. And then they reprint the original. Sometimes they reprint a couple of different versions of the original if there were some changes, major changes between a first printing and, say, a sixth printing or something like that. And then they do a 5th edition D&D conversion, usually with additional material. I did find in recently running Dragon of Icespire Peak and Lost Mine of Phandelver kind of as a combined thing, that it's pretty easy to convert 5th edition over to Dungeon Crawl Classics. I mean, it's not even converting it. It's just very easy to use it as material to run and then, DCCify it. So I figured the 5th edition version of the classic module with some additional material would be pretty cool. Look at this gorgeous art on the inside cover here. It's fantastic. Everybody knows that's been around for a while. They know the sort of secret of the Barrier Peaks and how, bizarre it was. But that was back, D&D in those days. As much as I don't like the game, as much as I don't like the rules, here's the original cover. They embraced the weirdness of pre-Tolkien fantasy, the lack of firm walls between genre, and that stuff's great. So yeah, we have some articles. This is nice glossy paper. It's a nice hardcover, it really is, and it has it has at least one ribbon. I think it's just the one. But let's see. Well, I'll show you some credits. Blah, 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 blah. And table of contents. I think that's, maybe that's just for the first, no, it's for the whole thing. So, oh yeah, we can see this in here. I love the art. It's fantastic. I love this hideous Dayglow yellow ribbon, which is great. Just sort of fits with the thing. So yeah, so we have a reprinting of, I don't know which version this is. I'm sure it explains in there. But there's the reprint with the original art, which is always fun. It's not always like the best quality, but it usually has it has a certain something that is very cool. It's like I love looking at the old Steve Jackson games, the GURPS books. The art isn't always like amazing, but there's usually just a character to it that's like a lot of fun. And we have some maps, weird player handout art. This is the one reason I wish I could get a PDF of this, but I know there's things with the rights and blah, 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 where you can't get a PDF, because I would like to be able to get these handouts without having to photocopy them out of the book, which is what I'll probably end up doing. Either that or I'll use my phone to take some snapshots, but I always remember this color art. That's so weird. A lot of these handouts, a lot of art. Oh yeah, so then we have a different printing. And, you know, I mean, I don't know how much I'll get out of the different printings, but it's cool as a time capsule. It's cool to see how things changed if you're interested in that, especially if you're into like the RPG historian side of things, because there is a lot of interesting things that happened over the years. But what I'm really here for, let's see if we get to it, is, or am I already into it? This must be the new stuff. Yeah. Where does it start? I guess maybe it's this chapter 3 of the spaceship. I don't know. Anyhow, it does throughout, has very cool art, cool maps. I like some of these maps are very cool. You know, I'm thinking at some point I would like to do, saying I want to do a West Marches is maybe a little extreme, because I don't know if it would end up being that. I don't have a surplus of players looking to game. In fact, I don't have a group of players at all at this time. But I have thought about putting together a map. I do like some, looks like some of this art's maybe updated. Putting together a map, like a world map, and seeding in several locations, including, you know, the Barrier Peaks and Salt Marsh and you know, the Isle of Dread, and I've even thought about the new books that have come out recently of Neverland and Oz, and see about seeding those into a world map for a DCC campaign, and just letting the players decide which rumors they want to follow and which places on the map they want to go find out, and then have these ready to go when they get there, and to run them through these different scenarios. I think that could be a lot of fun, but you know, it needs the right crew. It needs a crew, which I don't have at all right now, and you know, we'll see if I can manage to put that together in the future. But in the meantime, I'm going to give this a read. I'm going to take a look at particularly the 5th edition version of it, to see how I might, I always modify stuff, so how I might modify it if I do end up planting it into a larger world map. And who knows, maybe I'll just run a regular DCC group through it. You know, we'll see. All right, well, that's it for today anyway. I'll talk to you next time.